Hey friend, welcome to my podcast, The Fit Soul. I'm your host, Amy Ramsey. In this podcast, we will be discussing soul-filled strategies to unleash your confidence, increase your energy, and all the things healthy lifestyle. If you're a Christian woman who is ready to reach your God-given potential, walk worthy of your calling with abundant joy and energy, girlfriend, you are in the right spot. I mean, you only have one life to live. You might as well maximize it. Buckle in, and thanks for listening. Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Fit Soul Podcast. Okay, I have the most hilarious story to share with you today. Also, I've got some tips and strategies to help you slim down and get rid of that extra holiday fluff that is getting on your nerves. So stay tuned for that. So first of all, I want to share with you a story. I was at Shower Power right here in my local area, the local Jackson, Mississippi area, on Friday. And it's one of my favorite places to go on the planet. I absolutely love the people. I love the volunteers. And you just kind of never know what you're going to get from our community there. So let me tell you what Shower Power is. Shower Power is an outreach for the homeless community to help restore dignity. We offer showers, hot showers, fresh clothes, hot meal. They get food to take home with them. Lots of love, support to help them get different government assistance if they can get it, or however they can help. There's all sorts of people there to help them. Marianne Kirby and Teresa Reckenberger have founded it, and it's just incredible. I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't get to go as often as I would like to, but I do try to prioritize it and get down there to serve. So I haven't been in a while. I walk up on Friday, and the first two people I see, I'm talking to them, and they're like, oh my gosh, where have you been? It's been forever since you've been. I'm like, I know. So I'm here, and one of the guys, I kid you not, I swear to you, you can't make this up. One of my homeless friends, he looked at me and he goes, girl, you put on some weight. I was kind of taken aback, like, oh my gosh, yeah, I kind of have. Over the Christmas holidays, I had put on some weight. I'll get to that here in just a minute. But I was like, yeah, okay. What do you say to that? I've got on a big baggy sweatshirt. I've got on leggings, and I tried to pull it off with that. I said, look, I'm wearing a big baggy sweatshirt. He goes, no, it's in your face. It's in your face. So, like, he's totally calling me out, but it's not ugly. I'm telling you, it's not ugly, and this isn't like a high society type of place. It's almost like out of the mouths of babes, He wasn't being ugly. He looked at me. He was concerned. He goes, Amy, are you stressed? I'm like, oh my gosh, that precious. I mean, it really was kind of precious. He was worried about my stress levels. I'm like, no, I'm not stressed. I'm good. I just ate too much sugar. He goes, it's all up in your face. You picked up some weight. At about that time, another friend comes over. His name is Jose. And he's like, yeah, Amy, you've gained some weight. I'm like, good grief. Y'all get off my back. I got it. They said, you got to get back in the gym. I'm like, what? I'm in the gym every day. Now, I will tell you this. There's one thing I don't miss, and that's exercise. I won't miss a day of exercise. I don't overtrain. I just know the power of how important it is to move your body, to exercise. Now, some days might be more stretching. Some days might be more intense. But I'm going to exercise every day. I believe that all of us, should prioritize that because you actually get more energy, right? So anyway, I'm like, I'm in the gym. And then one of them says, well, you need to hire a personal trainer. I'm like, I am a personal trainer. I don't need to hire a personal trainer. It was so funny because they weren't trying to be hurtful. And I wasn't offended. Like, that would be silly to get offended over them. They were seriously just being honest and caring and like trying to help me out by getting me in the gym and getting a personal trainer. And I finally said, look, guys, I got this. Yeah, I have put on a few pounds and I'm not worried about it. I'm going to lose it. I ate too much sugar over the holidays. So anyway, conversation continued, but that was eye-opening that it was it was clear to them I had put on some weight, and you could tell it in my face. I thought I could tell it in my face, but I wasn't. Now I'm confirmed, because it's almost like, you know what? They don't mean anything by it. It's almost like a child telling a woman, "Are you pregnant?" and she's not. It's like, oh my gosh, they'll make that mistake one time. I made that mistake as a child. Have you? Did you make that mistake as a child? It's awful. I remember asking someone if they were pregnant and they weren't. It was like, oh, I am so sorry. But telling me that I had picked up weight, quote unquote, picked up weight, and you could see it in my face. I thought you could see it. And here's the thing. I want to share with you, if you are like me and you put on some extra pounds over the holidays and you are like, oh my gosh, if you've picked up some weight too, I want to give you my strategy, my tips of what I do when it is time to get rid of the weight you picked up. All right. So first of all, I want to encourage you to kind of do an assessment on how do you feel. I did that this holiday season. It was like I made this conscientious effort, not conscientious effort. I made this conscientious decision that I was going to splurge and indulge in sweets. Now, I have a sweet tooth to high heaven. I wish I didn't, but I do. I love sweets, and it's something that I don't do, like a little bit of sugar. It's hard for me to have a little bit of sugar without having a bunch, if that makes sense. If you have and cookies are my forever favorite, but if you have a bunch of cookies in front of me, I'm telling you, I could eat a whole batch. I could like binge on cookies. So I have to be super careful, and I'm not proud of this, but it just is what it is. I know me. And so I have to be careful with sugar and the things that I know to do to control and manage my weight, to control and optimize my health. I just got really slack over December and over the holidays, and it wasn't from a lack of exercise. I do exercise. That's the interesting thing, is that you really cannot out-exercise a bad diet. But what I took assessment of is, how does my body feel? How do I feel? I really wanted to be able to put my finger on why I choose to stay healthy, because staying healthy is more than just looking good and wearing a particular size of jeans. It really is. Now that is a benefit. There really is, that sense of confidence when you know you're zipping up your jeans and you feel okay in them. But other than that, I just kind of took an assessment of my energy level. My energy was down. I didn't feel as I kind of had that massive slump in the afternoon instead of feeling really excited and energized throughout the day. I was reaching for coffee way too regularly, reaching for like that caffeine fix, because my energy was so low. So I noticed my energy was down. Another big aha that I had over this last holiday is that my joints, oh my gosh, my knees were killing me. And it was that inflammation in my body. I could feel it in my joints. I'm like, oh my gosh, this feels terrible. I've forgotten how bad this feels. Another thing that I felt was that I felt bloated, felt this bloat in my lower belly, just this pooch. You know, when you're a little younger, things are a little more forgiving, but the older we get, the more we really do have to dial in our nutrition. I know this. I'm a freaking health coach. Like, I totally get this. I know all of this. I knew where I was headed. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes you're just like, I'm just gonna indulge a little bit and be okay with it. And sometimes we can indulge too much, and then you gotta buckle it back in. And so if you're like me, you're like, okay, you know what? I have felt all of that, and you're ready to buckle it back in too. I want to share with you a few tips that help me to get back on track, because that is not working for me. Like, it was kind of fun, and now it's not. Like, I'm feeling, felt kind of icky and gross. I've already started my jump start. I've already started my reset, and I feel amazing already. I've already dropped the extra. I'm excited to go back this Friday so they can see my face. It already looks thinner, all the things. And so I want to share with you exactly what I've done. But what I also wanted to share in that is that it's just so interesting how one bad habit can trickle into another and can lead to another. So, a really important healthy habit is to stay properly hydrated. And this is something I have to work on. This is something that doesn't come naturally to me. I just told you, I shared with you that going to the gym, exercising, I'm going to get that in. I love it. My body loves to move. I actually I can't sit still very well. So I need to move, and my body almost hurts if I don't exercise. So that is something that's very, very natural and maybe easy for me. But one thing that's not is drinking plenty of water and electrolyte water and making sure I'm properly hydrated. I will naturally go to a cup of coffee or a little latte. I've got one of those Nespresso latte machines. Oh my gosh, I could drink those all day long. But anyway, I will naturally default to coffee because I love the way it tastes. It just tastes so good. It's like a friend. So that one bad habit of not staying hydrated, properly drinking water, led to more caffeine, right? And then another thing is I wasn't eating properly, and so I was snacking a lot. Well, mid to late December, there's a lot of extra treats in the house, snacks in the house, desserts in the house, parties here, parties there. And I'm absolutely not watching what I'm eating. I'm just enjoying it all, thinking, okay, this is kind of fun. And, so nutrition's completely off, which messes up everything. It messes up your sleep. And then how do you feel? How do your joints feel? And all the things. Kind of take an assessment of what's going on, because you truly are what you eat. You really are what you eat. So if you're like me, you overdid it during the holidays, you're ready to slim it back down. A couple of things that really, really help me is number one, I just want to share this with you. Don't be discouraged. Like it feels uncomfortable, and maybe you feel it in your face, kind of like my face was a little bit fuller. Don't get discouraged, but empower yourself by getting into action. What will you do today? Because just like one kind of negative habit or bad habit starts to trickle down effect of doing this, the coffee to eating too much, eating the wrong thing. Same thing with getting into positive action, right? So as I'm recording this, I'm looking at my massive water jug. I went and bought me it's really pretty. It's like this huge, it's called Hydro Jug, and it's a really pretty color, and it kind of motivates me to drink water. So I'm sucking my water down. I'm preparing it the night before. I'm more mindful of my schedule. So I'm preparing my water the night before. I'm way more mindful of my schedule, which leads me to going, you know what? I think I'm going to get up in the morning, and during my quiet time, I'm going to go ahead and throw my clothes on, and I'm going to go for a prayer walk instead of just sitting here. So the night before, I'm laying out my clothes and getting them ready, and I've got my alarm set. I'm absolutely going to get up on time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up when that alarm goes off. And then, which leads me to thinking through my meal and thinking through what am I going to eat for the day, and I'm prioritizing that protein again and making sure I'm getting my protein in so I'm not as hungry and I'm not snacking. I've cleaned out my environment. I've got a clean pantry now. All the junk is gone. So it's like that trickle up effect almost, if you will. So that one thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. And it just feels good to get back on plan and to get back into structure. So empower yourself by taking action, and don't just sit discouraged, okay? And number 2 is get a solid plan. Get a solid plan. How are you going to reset? What does that look like for you? So for me, what I do is I have a 3-day reset and a 4-day reset. Both of them are that kind of whoop up kick in the pants that just gets you going, and immediately you debloat. Immediately you a lot of the extra weight starts to come off, and my joints feel better, and it helps give me that structure. I use a particular plan. Actually, it's called the Fitzel Reset, and it's inside of my Jump Start. And I just love it because it gives me that structure around what I'm going to do. It gives me several recipes that I'm not hungry because there's plenty to eat. It's all really clean, lean foods that are really designed to help you detox, get rid of the inflammation in your body. And gosh, if you can get rid of the inflammation in your body, you'll feel so much better. It'll start to crush those sugar cravings right away. And so it just kind of gives me that plan. It's my go-to. I've got a few snacks in here that I also love and that I actually use that. But it just gives me what I need to get started and to get going and to feel motivated, because I know I've done this enough to know that in 3 days, in 4 days, I will actually see a difference. And I absolutely have. I was able to start that, shed a good 4 to 5 pounds in a few days, and it just makes me. I already feel better. I already feel more energized. I already feel more motivated to keep on to the next healthy. To the next healthy habit and to integrate them into my lives. And I've also been able to take some space and go, okay, that was fun this December, but clearly I don't want to let it all go in this December, 2023. I want to be more mindful going into the holiday season this season. Y'all hold me accountable on that. I really definitely want to be more mindful going into the holidays, because I don't like the way I feel when my joints hurt. I don't like the way when I'm sitting Indian style. Oh my gosh, I've got one knee in particular. It's got a little bit of arthritis. Man, I can just feel it. It's crazy. But I just want to encourage you that in a few days, you really can make a big difference. So this particular plan is inside my Fit Soul Jumpstart, which I just released. So dang excited about that. Y'all, that was a labor of love to get that. I mean, it was like, honestly, it was a call of obedience. I knew that the Lord was leading me to do something different, that's something that's not out there, but it's a whole Fit Soul is my brand name, if you're not aware of that. And FIT is an acronym for Faith-Inspired Transformation. And this particular jumpstart not only deals with the body, so it has workouts, it's got meal plans, it's got this jumpstart I'm talking about right now. It also has some coaching in there about what exercises to do, why you should do it, and kind of that informational piece so you can empower yourself to roll up your sleeves and get going. But it also it's for a Christian. So it's got the spirit component and the mindset component. Here's the thing that I know. Here's the thing that you know, right? You can't out-exercise a bad diet, and it's really hard to break bad patterns, especially when it comes to our nutrition, because oftentimes so many of our bad patterns are connected to, we eat our emotions, we feel sad, so we eat, we feel anxious, so we eat, or drink. I know a lot of women just really struggle with having too much alcohol and not being happy about it, but not able to change it or not changing it when 5 o'clock rolls around in the afternoon. Back to the same habits that they don't even want to have. And they feel frustrated about it. And it starts this whole like vicious cycle. But there's so much mindset that goes into breaking these bad patterns. And it's hard when you break them. It really is, because your brain is so used to doing certain behaviors because it's what it knows. So in this jumpstart, there's a lot of mindset around what decisions do you need to make in your life? How do you take this and move forward? What are the daily actions, mindset-wise, that you need to do to grow personally? But what I think I'm most proud about of this Fit Soul Jumpstart is there's a whole spirit section. And, when you're a Christian, when you're a believer, if you're not connected consistently to a really precious level with Christ, there's nothing you can do that's going to satisfy your soul and your spirit. And sometimes we try to fill it up by doing all the things, achieving, performing, action. But there's that place of sometimes we just need a jump start in our spirit. We need that time. We need a deeper level connection, and that's actually what we need. So this jump start actually has those three components: fit spirit, fit mind, and fit body. So if you're looking for something to kind of kick you in the pants and get you back on track, I highly recommend grabbing it. It doesn't cost very much. It is highly valuable. And okay, so back to my story of the shower power. Those guys didn't hurt my feelings. I've had a couple of people, because I just was dying laughing. I put it on my stories and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they said that. Listen, no, it's fine. It was so funny. I can't wait to go back and see them this Friday and say hello. Okay, well, that's it. Listen, if you found some value from this podcast, I would appreciate it if you would screenshot it, share it in your stories, and tag me, and share the love. And I will look forward to seeing you next time right here. Bye-bye for now. Girlfriend, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm so honored you come back every week and that you share the Fit Soul podcast with your friends and family. Every time you share my podcast on Instagram or Facebook, I do a little happy dance. Make sure you subscribe to the Fit Soul podcast where you'll never miss an episode. You can go to Podcast, Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify and subscribe so you'll never miss an episode release. And just know, I truly love bringing you excellent content and great guests to provide you motivation and faith inspiration to help you walk worthy. And one of the ways you can help me is to go and leave the Fit Soul podcast a review. If you have just a moment, would you please go over and leave a review for the Fit Soul podcast? Thank you again. I love you. And here is your reminder. You are worthy. Until next time. Bye-bye.